Good morning. I made it to the shelter. This is Hurricane Mountain Shelter. Lovely sunrise happening. A full moon last night, or if it wasn't full, it was close to full. Shining like a light through the trees. Watched a sunset and now a lovely sunrise. A little chilly this morning, but nice. Good day for hiking. I'm enjoying the sun coming up on this chilly morning up here at Hurricane Mountain Shelter. I took a video earlier of the sun coming up, but I don't think you could see it really well. But I want to show you the shelter and my prep for today. And today I get to go to Grayson Highlands and see the ponies. I'm so happy. So this shelter is 1/10 of a mile off the way. It has a bear box, and if you can see that brown box right up there, so you can put your smellibles and your food in there to protect them from the bears. And there is a shelter. It's breezy today. I still have my long sleeve shirt on. It's unusual. And the privy is up the way there. I like privies like that are nice and open. And let's see, got my water for the day. I made my Frappuccino Carnation instant breakfast. Can you see it? And coffee, Starbucks coffee, instant coffee. And then I have my lunch made already. Peanut butter tacos and some veggie chips and Cliff Bar and nuts. So I'm set to go. I love it when, this is a nice shelter. I love it when the picnic table is under an overhang because it rained yesterday afternoon, but it didn't affect me any. All right, I'm gonna go greet this day. I think this is the top of the little climb that I've been working on this morning. It is definitely breezy today, which makes for good hiking, by the way. So now I go down a little bit, then I'm gonna have a break, and then I start the big climb, I believe, into Grayson Highlands, but I couldn't swear to that. I will let you know. Maybe I'm just so anxious to get there that I'm thinking it sooner. But every step brings me closer, and I also just realized that the math in my head now could be completely wrong, but I believe at this point I am a 2,000 miler. I have completed 2,000 miles of the Appalachian Trail. So that's pretty huge. And right now what I have left to finish of this section is no more than a spring break hike I would have gone on, or a vacation hike. So I think I have 8 days left for Virginia. That includes redoing a couple of about 10 miles, maybe 10 or 15, but that's okay. And then my final trek will be the Smoky Mountains, Great Smoky Mountains. So definitely excited. The finish line is in goal. Well, the finish line is in sight, and my body feels good. I mean, it is amazing. I don't know if it's my gimpy running that I do or walking my dogs all the time, but after the first day, and I said it before, like my body just snapped right into 2018 mode. I was so happy that I had reached that point where I just went. Didn't really think about it. And usually as a section hiker, about the time you start feeling like that, you got to go home. But day 2 out here, bam, body's like, oh, that's what we're doing now. Got it. So how is that for muscle memory? 2018 was 2 years ago. Now keep in mind, I'm not a sedentary individual, but I sure as heck ain't climbing mountains all day long every day. So, go figure. I'm just amazed at the human body's ability to regenerate, to heal itself, to where you're so sore in the afternoon and where you get aches and pains, and the next day you're fine. And happy to report, I have not taken any pain medication or anything for inflammation. And this is a girl whose knees would swell up twice their size and hurt all the time. So, it's just amazing. I don't know. I'd have never thought that 60 would be a fitter hike for me than 40 or 50. But it sure is. I'll take it. I am thankful every day. It's a lovely day today. I would like to see some sunshine, but as long as it doesn't rain, I'm okay. If it does rain, I have my umbrella, and I am going to a shelter tonight. And if there are people there, I have a good tent, and I'm my Tyvek. So I'm covered all the way around. And a big rock. Beautiful stream here. That's lovely. Very nice. I'm almost all the way down. Time for a break. This might be a good place to take a break, actually. I think I will. And then up. Up again. That's the way it goes. Oh, the AT does have its ups and downs. Wow, what happened here? They've all been chopped. Yeah, because I think the road's right over there. Yeah, let's have a break. Okay. This up has been rocky and rooty. And every now and then there'll be some normal ground. But this is a rocky. When I come across the rooty again, I'll show you that. But I just stopped and had a break there at the Old Orchard Shelter. And I met Membrane, who has an Etsy shop called Trail Goods. He's a graphic designer. It was really nice talking to him. And I assume that was his daughter. Her name is Cocoon. And she is out hiking with him. And they're just out for a little section. But it was nice to have company. And actually, while I was sitting there, a southbounder went by, and he did say there's another southbounder on up ahead of me. So, yay, go southbounders. We'll see if I catch up with anybody. Alright, I'll show you the routes in a moment. There you go. Roots. But much bigger stretches than that. I didn't take a picture of them back there, but you got roots and rocks. Do watch your step. Remember when I used to, back in the day when I rode my bike all the time, before I started hiking all the time, I used to envision those roots being alive, because so many times they just reach out and grab my tire and throw me down. There's a certain place at Bellevue Santos that happened. It's no longer there now. The trail's been rerouted, parking lot redone. But I have a high respect for roots. And then rocks will just move on you. You're like, oh, I'm just gonna go from rock to rock. And all of a sudden, the rock will just start going back and forth. So definitely a watch your step area. And it's so weird because that wind will blow and blow like that. And then it just goes like dead quiet. Like nothing. That's so weird. Very strange. Alright, well, being that I'm in this rocky section, I guess I better pay attention to where I'm stepping. And put the phone away. Look at that. Like going up the steps to a medieval castle. Been going up steps now for a while. Well, I say steps. Going up on this trail. Sometimes the roots and the rocks make steps. Well, step by step. Eventually you get there. I'm counting on it. But I have another hour before a break, so hopefully I'll be at the top by then. We'll see. I came out of the dark woods there. You've seen it in the videos with the roots and the rocks and the moss. And I come out here. Well, there was sunshine, but it's a light and it's green and it's lovely. And I am at Pine Mountain, elevation 5,000 feet. And if I want to go to Pine Mountain Trail, I would go that way. But I am not going that way. I'm going this way. The scales are just 1.5 miles. I think that's one of my break spots. And I'll just show you. Go through there. And I'm going to be out under the sky for a little while. So excited. So excited. This is supposed to be a pack off break and I'm walking around with my pack on. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Okay, take a little break here. Well, that was a huge letdown. I came out into this beautiful, look behind me, sky, birds. And I thought, oh, this is it. I get to hike here for a little while. But no, I have to go back into here, into the dark, dank woods. And I have to go downhill, probably over rocks and roots and whatnot. Lunch and 1.5 miles. All right, stay tuned. Well, I take back all my grumbling. This side of the mountain has been more sunny, a lot of green, a lot more green. Brighter, lighter. The trail, even though it's a little yucked up right now, has been much gentler. So, not all that bad. It just stinks that I climbed all the way up there and I gotta climb all the way down. That's the way it goes. Yeah, it's quite lovely on this side of the mountain. And usually you'll have that. You'll have like a dark, everything's black and dank and wet. And then you go to the other side and the sun is shining and everything's green. That's the way it is. All right, well, I'm plucking away at it, step by step. This is a really little section here. As I'm bragging on how much smoother it is. It's just a little stretch. Okay, well, heading on to my lunch spot. Hopefully in 30 minutes. We'll see. Well, I am now out in the sun. And I just passed 3 more hikers. 5 more, really. It's up to 11 today. There's some horseback riders over there. I wonder if that's the scales. They speak of. Maybe. That's my lunch spot, man. I've seen horse poop. Not sure I'm all the way there. I did go through like a little couple tight turns like that a animal can't get through. I went through a little area like that. But I don't know. We'll see, but I am ready for lunch. So this definitely is a horse riding place. This talks about the first pioneers in the area and how they managed the land. And then, but this is called the scales because farmers learned that if their cattle were weighed in the high country, they got the best weight. If they waited until they hiked down the mountain, well then they weighed less. So that's why it's called the scales. And then in the 1960s, the ponies were introduced to keep the brush down. So very cool. And each year the ponies are rounded up and checked to ensure good health, and some ponies were sold to manage herd size. Well, very cool. So there are the scales down there. I found this lovely little spot under this beautiful tree. And I'm going that way. So I can't wait for some of the views I'm going to see. Now let me show you the trail. Check it out. Look behind me. That's the direction I'm going, that way. I see pony poop, but no ponies. Not yet. Anyway, we'll see. Here's what my afternoon hike has turned into. That's what I've been waiting for all day. Look, horse poop. Or should I say pony poop? It's definitely breezy up here, but I think that's kind of normal. I think I'm about 2.5 miles to the shelter area where I'll be tenting like a good little hiker. Now that I've read the sign that shelters are closed. So I think I'd just bebop along up here. So that's what I'm going to do. I just wanted to show you a little bit. I know that wind's probably making a horrible sound. But it is windy up here. Okay. I'm going to hike on. Pretend I'm in the Wild West, y'all. Woo, okay. Well, poop. I went through a little fence again back there, and now I'm back in the woods. I thought I was out there to stay, although it is nice to have a little respite from that wind that's out there and the sun. So, and I met a guy hiking through, but I don't think he had spent the night nearby. He said he hadn't. He asked me if I'd seen any ponies, and I said no. And he hadn't seen any ponies. I'm going to be very sad if I don't see a pony. But I am anticipating that I will, because I know they hang around the shelters. Well, I've been told. I don't know, really. So this day continues. I'm probably 1.5 miles, maybe-ish, from camp tonight. So I'm not sure if this shelter is where the ponies are. I kind of thought it was, because it's right, like you enter Grayson Highlands before you get to the shelter, according to my map. Well, my AWOL guide. But I don't know. Maybe not. We'll see. I'll let you know. Well, that wasn't a bad little walk. It was downhill, some rocks, but sunshiny. That's the Little Wilson Creek Wilderness Area. Wilderness Max Group Size 10. I've seen 16 hikers today. I just saw 4 more. And of course it's Sunday, it's the weekend. And there's bear lockers now at all of the shelters, which is nice. I remember a couple years ago when I was going to come through here, I was going to have to slack pack this area or something because they weren't allowing anybody to stay at the shelters. For a stretch it was too big for me. I forget how many miles, but so now there's metal bear boxes. Very nice. And here are those fences I keep talking about. Oh, look at the mushrooms growing in the poop. Yeah, you just go around here. Fat little pony can't very well get around through here. There. Much better than climbing over. Alright, now I'm back with the ponies. I'm happy. I was a little disappointed there for a minute. I don't know if you could tell. But now I'm back out where I thought I would end up today after all. Unless it takes me back in the woods. So, alright, we're going to plod along here. Shelter's got to be very close, I'm thinking. I don't know how far, but we're going to go find it. This certainly has been a day of varied terrain. I just saw 2 more hikers. That's a grand total today of 18. I don't know if I've seen 18 during the whole trip. Oh, and I see a gate. That means I'm leaving the pony area. Playing with my heart, you are. Dang it. Okay. Okay, well, all my plans went up in smoke because you can't stay at that shelter. You're not allowed to camp around the shelter. I could backtrack back over the creek and go somewhere else, but that won't work. So I'm just gonna hike on. So I got water, but look, ponies. They're right there. And I thought I wasn't going to get to see any. They're right up the hill. Hey, you. Hey. Hey. I'm just passing through. Just passing through. You look like a young one. Yeah. Hey. Isn't that beautiful? So, long story short here. Shelter's closed. Says you can camp around the shelter. Okay. I went and got water. Went to the bear box. But there's a big sign that says no camping around shelter area. Okay. I went to the bear box. And I see a sign on the bear box that says tent campers go back northbound across the creek. Okay. So, all right. So I can backtrack or I can go forward, but it doesn't make sense because it says since the shelter's closed, you can camp around the shelter. But the bear box says go back across the creek, which is 2 to 3/10 of a mile back. Then you got to find a campsite. So I just threw 6 pounds of water in my back of my pack, which is very stupid, and took off. And that's what I'm doing. I'm going to hike the 2.5 miles through the park and then get out and camp somewhere. So, I did get to see ponies though, so that's a plus. I need 2 hands. Rocks. Look how pretty. That's beautiful. Just came from that way. Look at this rock outcropping. I've seen turkey. Just saw a bunny. And horses, ponies. So, well, truth be told, it was a little early to stop anyway, but at the same time, I was looking forward to just giving my feet a rest, and I would have planned differently. And Gut Hooks didn't say a thing about it. And it wasn't even clear, but I didn't have service because I was going to call a ranger and ask. But couldn't get a call out, so that's all right. I just went 1.25 miles, and I only have 1.25 miles to go. And I will be off of Grayson Highlands property, and I'll find me a little place to pull over. That's what I'll do. Maybe I'll see ponies. Here's a pony right down there. And if you can see him, his tail's swishing back and forth. There's a couple back behind me, but there's a family there. There's people all in these woods. There's another one. So, yeah. Pretty darn awesome. They're just hanging out here, doing what ponies do. I'm so glad I got to see them. Oh, there's another one over there. Cool, cool, cool. Hopefully I'm about out of here. Little bunny rabbit up there, munching away. So I made it off Grayson Highlands State Park property and found this nice little grassy spot to pull over. So literally right out of the park. There's my campsite right there, tucked up in the evergreens. Bear bag is hung, dinner's done. All I have to do is make my bed. Teeth are brushed. And here's the trail. 1/10 of a mile back that way is Grayson Highlands. That apparently has some cows too. And that's the way I'll go tomorrow, southbound. So all's well that ends well. Had a little rain shower just now. Had to finish my chores in my vestibule. Not in the tent. Okay. Well, I'm going to turn in. I think it's time for bed. It's been a good day.